Welcome back to Western Relations. Today, we're looking at Donald Trump's so-called peace deals and why they keep turning into empty gestures. Let's start in Alaska. This was the setting for Trump's meeting with Vladimir Putin earlier this year. Trump promised the world that he was, in his words, pretty close to a deal to end the war in Ukraine. Cameras rolled, flags waved, and Trump played the role of peacemaker. But weeks later, what actually happened? Nothing. There was no deal. Ukraine wasn't at the table. Putin gave away nothing. What we saw was a familiar pattern. Trump announcing progress that doesn't exist, selling the performance instead of the substance. For Putin, this was perfect. He looked reasonable without having to change his behavior on the battlefield. Trump left Alaska with headlines, but no agreements. Fast forward to Washington. This time, Trump invited Benjamin Netanyahu to the White House. The moment looked historic. Trump unveiled a 20-point peace plan for Gaza, calling it one of the biggest days in civilization. He listed supporters from Qatar to Turkey, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, even Iran. He spoke as if the whole world was lined up behind him. But then came the detail that undermined everything. Hamas had not agreed. In fact, Hamas wasn't even part of the conversation. Trump was announcing peace without including one of the central actors in the war. He even said, "So the hostages are coming back, the young men are coming back immediately." But there was no evidence, no signed agreement, and no confirmation from Hamas. This is the core problem. In diplomacy, both sides need to sign on. Otherwise, what you have is not a deal. It's theater. Trump was celebrating an outcome that simply didn't exist. Netanyahu, however, walked away with a clear win. American backing for Israel's campaign in Gaza and political cover at home. Think about the consequences. On Ukraine, Trump gave Putin breathing room while undermining Western unity. On Gaza, he gave Netanyahu a stage but left the conflict unresolved. And in both cases, Europe is left dealing with the fallout. Refugees crossing borders, aid deliveries struggling to get through, and diplomatic credibility eroded. The pattern is consistent. Trump thrives on the big announcement, the dramatic headline, the idea that only he can solve it. But when you peel back the spectacle, the deals collapse. No enforceable agreements, no verification, no buy-in from the actual parties to the conflict, just the show. And the danger is real. False breakthroughs don't just fade quietly. They create confusion. They weaken trust in future diplomacy, and they embolden authoritarian leaders who learn how to manipulate the stage. Putin and Netanyahu both understand that Trump's hunger for a headline can be exploited. So when you hear about Trump's Board of Peace or his biggest day in civilization, it's worth asking, where is the substance? Who has actually signed? Who is actually committed? Because without that, the deal is a mirage, and the costs fall on everyone else, especially Europe. If you found this analysis useful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and visit westernrelations.com for more deep dives into transatlantic politics and global diplomacy.